I told my brother the truth about why I don't want anything from him. I have not been close to my brother for a very long time. He and my father, they're exactly the same type of people. Abusive, narcissistic, you name it, and I don't want anything from him. So when he shows up at my house knocking on the door after years of not talking to each other, you can understand how I didn't want anything to do with him. So I told this idiot this. Okay, so I'm literally shaking as I type this. I never thought I'd be posting here, but I'm at my wit's end and I need some serious advice. Buckle up because this is going to be pretty long. I'm Sammy, the youngest in my family, and per privacy reasons I've changed all the names. There's my father Larry, my mom Betty, and my older brother Evan. Our family history is, well, a dumpster fire, to put it mildly. Growing up, our house was like a war zone. Mom and Dad were always screaming at each other, threats of divorce flying left and right, and the cause of all this chaos was my brother Evan. He has special needs. I don't want to get too specific, but he can just communicate and function pretty well despite his diagnosis. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I blame my special needs brother, right? Oh yeah, well, strap in. Evan is a nightmare. He'd constantly bully and abuse me when we were children. I'm even talking physical, emotional, and, the works. My parents, they never believed it. They were too busy arguing about Evan's care to notice what was happening right under their noses. Mother wanted to try all these alternative treatments for Evan, but Dad was all, quote, "No way, we're sticking to real doctors, not your voodoo witch doctor crap." That's his exact words, not even kidding. This went on for years, and somehow I became the family punching bag. Then Father started drinking, and when he drank, he got violent. He would hit Mom. He would hit me. But he never touched Evan. And get this, Evan would laugh while that was happening, and I mean laugh. I still have nightmares about his cackle. Then things finally blew up when I went to school covered in bruises. Dad got arrested, lost custody for 6 months, and Mom finally grew a spine and divorced him. But here's the thing. Evan chose to live with his dad. The court never took Dad's custody away for Evan, even after what he did to me. It was like a bad joke. At first, I was relieved. No more walking on eggshells, no more Evan's torment, but then reality hit. Mom could barely afford rent. As soon as I turned 18, I got a job thanks to a friend in town, and started helping with the bills. We were scraping by, but it was rough. Oh, and get this. Mom had to pay Dad child support for Evan because of his special needs. Meanwhile, Dad sent us pocket change because on paper he was broke. He was living off of Evan's disability benefits and Mom's support. It made me sick to my stomach. Fast forward to a few months ago. Evan shows up out of nowhere, talking about how he and Father are loaded now and want to help us. Apparently, our deadbeat father inherited our grandfather's farm when he died. See, I barely knew Grandpa, and I don't think Dad did either. But turns out Dad had been cozying up to him for the last 5 years. Gee, I wonder why. This farm was not just some old property, see. It was making like $300,000 a year in profit from soybeans and corn. You'll be surprised what Google will tell you. But instead of keeping it running, Dad sold the whole thing for $6 million after taxes. Final sale. And now suddenly Evan wants to play Mr. Generous. He told me Grandpa left him 10% of the farm before he died. I guess they got close or something. Now he wants to give Mom and me $50,000 each. He says he feels bad for how he treated us growing up. You know what I did? I slammed the door in his face so hard I think I felt the house shake. I told him we don't want his blood money and to never show his face again. But now I don't know. Did I screw up? Should I have taken the money for Mom's sake? We're still struggling, and $50,000 would change a lot for her. But every time I think about accepting anything from Evan, I feel like I'm going to throw up. This is the same guy who tormented me for years, who laughed while Dad beat us, who abandoned us without a second thought, and now he thinks he can buy his way back into our lives? Part of me wonders if he's changed. Maybe he really does feel bad, but then I remember all the pain, all the fear, and all the nights I cried myself to sleep. I can't. But what about Mom? Was I selfish in making this decision for both of us? Should I have at least told her about Evan's offer? She's still working 2 jobs just to keep a roof over our heads. I'm freaking out. Did I just throw away our chance at a better life? just because I can't let go of the past? Or would taking the money be like saying all the abuse was just okay? I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't think straight. Every time my phone buzzes, I'm terrified it's Evan or Dad trying to contact me again. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Guys, I would like some advice. Did I do the right thing? Should I call Evan back? Should I tell my mom? I'm lost and scared and angry, and I just don't know what to do. Am I, the a-hole for telling my brother the truth, and what the hell should I do now? Edit number 1. Guys, I did not expect this to get so much attention. I'm overwhelmed by the responses. Thank you to everybody who's taken the time to read and comment. I'm trying to respond to as many of you as I can, but please just bear with me. Some of you have asked about Mom's reaction. I haven't told her about Evan's visit for the money or offer yet. I'm terrified of how she'll react. What if she wants to take it? What if this reopens all her old wounds? I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders right now. Edit 2. To those thinking about legal action, we did try to press charges against my father years ago. But with Evan's testimony supporting him and my mom's fragile mental state at the time, nothing came of it. The system failed us big time. Well, not the first time we've heard that happen, is it? Guys, you will not believe the title of the first update. It says, "Am I the a-hole for telling my brother the truth on why I don't ask him for anything?" He showed up again, and now I'm more confused than ever. And if you thought the first meeting between a brother and sister was weird, wait till you see this awkward encounter. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe for daily revenge stories, and here is a wild, wild update. Update number 1. Holy crap, you guys, I don't think I'd be updating so soon, but my life has turned into some kind of bizarre soap opera in the last 24 hours. I'm still trying to process everything that's gone down. So it's been about 2 weeks since my last post, and I was trying to follow the advice many of you gave me, keeping my head down and focusing on work and helping my mom. But yesterday, everything went sideways. I was home alone, trying to catch up on some laundry, adulting the worst, right? Ew. When I heard this aggressive pounding at the door. At first, I thought it was some annoying salesperson, but then I heard Evan's voice, my brother. The same one I'd slammed the door on 2 weeks ago. My heart was racing, and I considered not answering, but he just kept knocking and yelling and pounding. I was scared of the neighbors calling the cops, so I cracked the door open. Big mistake. Evan barged in, his face red and sweaty. He looked different. He looked desperate. He started yelling about how I needed to accept the money, that it wasn't just about me, that I was being selfish. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. Accept the money, or else something horrible's gonna happen to you and your mom. I was frozen. Was he threatening me and my mom? I couldn't even form words. He kept ranting, getting louder and louder by the second, until I swear the whole block could hear him. Some of our neighbors actually came to pop in to see what's going on. Finally, after what felt like hours, but probably was just a few minutes, he stormed out. I watched from the window as he pedaled his little rusty bicycle away. It was such a weird contrast to the rich person he was claiming to be. I was shaking. I knew I couldn't keep this from my mom anymore. When she got home from her late shift, she works 2 jobs, you know, I sat her down. I was nervous. I thought I was going to throw up. Puke. I told her everything. About Evan's first visit, the money offer, and then about what just happened. I was expecting her to freak out, to be scared or angry, but you guys, she laughed. Not just a little chuckle. I'm talking full-on tears streaming down her face, gasping for air type laughter. I was stunned. How could any of this be funny? When she finally calmed down, she just said, "Oh, honey, don't you worry about it. I'll handle this from here on out." Then she dropped another bombshell. She said, "Get ready. We're going out to ramen to celebrate." Celebrate what? I thought. Maybe she was happy about the potential $50,000, so I quickly told her I already refused the money. But she kept smiling and laughing and said, "Honey, $50,000 is nothing compared to what we're going to get." What the actual hell? I'm sitting here now, hours later, and I still can't wrap my head around it. What does she know that I don't? Why isn't she worried about Evan's threats? And that, well, what's this about getting more money? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone or something. My abusive brother shows up and threatens me, and my mother acts like we've won the lottery. I'm scared, confused, and honestly wondering if I'm losing my grip on reality. We're supposed to go out for this celebration ramen tonight, and I have no idea what to expect. Part of me's terrified that Evan or my father will show up, but another part is just dying to know what my mom is thinking. I don't even know what I'm asking here. I guess, has anyone else experienced anything like this? Am I missing something obvious? Should I be worried about Evan's threats? And what on earth could my mother be planning? I'm lost, completely and utterly lost. Edit number 1. To the people asking if I've considered that my mother might have known about the inheritance all along. Honestly, that thought is messing me up. We've always been super close and told each other everything. The idea that she might have been keeping secrets this big, I don't even want to think about it. Edit 2. Somebody suggested my mom might have a legal ace up her sleeve. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, of course, yeah, but man, that would explain a lot. Edit 3. For those concerned about my safety, I appreciate it. I'm staying at a friend's place tonight just in case, and my mother knows where I'm at. Edit 4. To address the comment about Evan's mental state, he did seem really off yesterday, like he's off his medicine. Way more aggressive than I've seen him in years. I'm worried about what might have changed him. Edit 5. Guys, I've gotten a lot of direct messages asking for details about my childhood. I do appreciate the concern, but I'm not really in a headspace to relive that right now. Maybe in the future, once everything calms down. Final edit. Okay, I'm about to head out to meet my mom for this weird celebration dinner. My stomach is in knots, and I don't know if I'm more nervous about getting answers or about the possibility of Evan showing up again. I'll update if anything major happens. But honestly, I'm kind of hoping for a boring, normal dinner. Wish me luck. I love ramen. Ugh, I have a feeling I'm gonna need it though. Guys, update number 2 is upon us, and if you thought it was crazy, let me just read you this title. Guys, am I the a-hole for telling my brother the truth on why I don't ask him for anything? My world just flipped upside down after what he told me now. Holy crap. You guys, I don't even know where to start. The last few weeks have been an absolute whirlwind, and I'm still trying to process everything that's happened. Get ready with your seatbelts on, because this is it. So remember how my mom was laughing and talking about celebrating? Well, things got even weirder after that. For weeks, this guy in a fancy suit, slick hair, designer watch, the works, kept showing up at our house with stacks of paper. My mother would shoo me away every time he came in, but I could hear them talking in hushed tones for hours. I was going crazy trying to figure out what was happening, and every time I asked my mother, she just smiled and said, "Soon, honey, you'll know everything soon." Well, finally last night, my mother told me to put on my best dress. She's taking me to 5 o'clock Steakhouse. It's this amazing place in Wisconsin, though we've only been to a few times, twice before, because it's so fancy. Reservations required and everything. I thought, this is it. I'm going to finally get some answers and a medium rare steak at the same time. We get to the restaurant all dressed up. I'm practically vibrating with anticipation, but trying to play it cool. We sit down, order some apps. Oh, their bacon-wrapped water chestnuts are to die for. And I'm thinking, okay, spill the beans, Mom. That's when everything went off the rails. Out of nowhere, my father comes stumbling into the restaurant, and when I say stumbling, I mean it. He was drunk as a skunk, could barely walk straight, and his eyes were glazed over. I'm pretty sure he was on some marijuana. He starts screaming at my mom right there in the middle of this fancy restaurant. Take the papers back, Betty. Just accept the $50,000. It's all you deserve. Please, please, please. He said that over and over again. I was mortified. Everybody in this fancy establishment was just staring at us like we were trash. I wanted to crawl under the table and die. But my mother, she stood up, cool as a cucumber, picked up a full glass of red wine, and dumped it right over my father's head. Then, I kid you not, she slapped him across the face so hard you could hear it echo through the restaurant. Even the cook said, "What the hell was that?" The security guys rushed over and literally dragged my father out. I was sure we were going to get kicked out and banned from my favorite steak restaurant, But the manager, he was super chill. Still, we got our food to go. Kind of hard to enjoy a nice dinner after that with everybody staring. The whole way home, my mother was crying. Not sobbing or anything, just silent tears. She still would not tell me exactly what happened or what the papers were about. All I know is that my father must be in on whatever my brother was trying to do with that $50,000 offer. I'm literally so lost right now. I mean, what's going on? What could those papers be that would make my drunk, abusive dad beg like a dog? And why is he suddenly so desperate for my mother to accept $50,000 when before they were offering it like it was candy in the street? I feel like I'm living in some alternate universe where nothing makes sense anymore. I keep slapping my face to see if I'm dreaming. My mom's gone from laughing manically to crying silently. My dad's begging for forgiveness, and I'm just here, confused, scared. I don't even know. I don't know what to do. Guys, I'm afraid to push my mom for answers, but I'm going insane not knowing what's up. Is my family completely falling apart? Is my family coming back together? Should I be worried about my brother showing up again off his medicine? I'm not sleeping tonight. I can't eat tonight. The steak went to a waste. Every time my phone buzzes, I jump up in the air thinking, oh, what now? Guys, please. I'm drowning in secrets and lies, and I don't know how much more I can take. Edit number 1. To those of you guys asking about my brother, I haven't seen nor heard from him since the day he threatened me. No idea if he knows about the restaurant incident. Edit 2. A lot of you are suggesting the papers might be related to the farm sale or my grandfather's will. Well, yeah, I've thought of that, and it makes sense. But why would that make my dad freak out so much? Edit 4. I've gotten some DMs about getting a lawyer involved. I'm considering it, but I'm worried it might mess up whatever plans my mom has. Edit 5. For those concerned about my safety, I'm okay for now. I'm still staying with a friend. Well, this whole situation constantly has me looking over my shoulders. Final edit. I'm going to be talking to my mom again tomorrow. I can't keep living like this. Feeling like I'm in the dark about my own life? Well, I'll update you. What's up, everybody? I have one more final update, and well, you might not expect this one. The final title is, Am I the A-hole? Because holy crap, you won't believe how this ended. Man, I didn't expect to be back writing this, but here I am. The last 2 months have been an absolute nightmare, and I'm still just trying to wrap my head around everything that's happened, but hey, grab some popcorn with your favorite beverage, because this is going to be one hell of a doozy. So remember how I left off last time with that insane scene at the steakhouse? Well, the very next morning, I woke up at shouting downstairs. I crept down to find my father in our living room, red-faced and wild-eyed, with 3 police officers. Yeah, you read it right. This jerk actually had the audacity to try to press assault charges against my mom for throwing wine in his face. But here's where it gets good. Mom's still cool as a cucumber. Just laid it out for the cops. I don't know exactly what she said, but next thing I know, they're escorting my father out without a warning not to come back. The look on his face, how do they say? Priceless. After that crap storm, Mom finally sat me down and she spilled everything. And I mean everything. Oh, wow. Remember my grandpa, the rich farmer? Turns out there's way more to the story. When my parents divorced and got arrested for abusing me, Grandpa cut him off completely. They only reconnected in the last few years of Grandpa's life. But here's the thing. My mother, my mother, is the reason Grandpa's farm even survived. Years back, the farm was on the brink of collapse. Crops failing, Grandpa needing $50,000 to keep afloat to the next season. And guess who gave him the money? My mother. Her entire life savings, and that's why we were so broke when I was growing up. She had literally nothing left. Paycheck to paycheck. But she did it anyways, even after all the crap my dad put us through. Grandpa. He not only survived, but he thrived after that, and the will. You might be wondering, well, why didn't he give Mom the money back? He did, but he gave her a choice. 50% of the farm, or $50K back in cash. Mom, being the smart cookie she is, chose the 50% of the farm after he passes. But here's where it gets really juicy, my dad and brother. The whole $50,000 offer was a scam.
They were trying to trick my mom into accepting the $50K so they could claim she forfeited her share of the farm. There it is in the will, $50,000. But they underestimated her. She called up the family lawyer and boom, 50% of the sales of that multi-million-dollar farmhouse is in her bank account now. Oh, and she slapped a big old fat restraining order on my father for good measure. You guys, I'm in shock still. We went from barely scraping by to never having to worry about money again. It's like winning the lottery, except the ticket was my mom's kindness and my grandpa's sense of justice. As for my dad and brother, they can rot. I hope I never see their faces again. I'm sitting here typing this out and I still can't believe it's real. For the first time in my life, I just feel safe, I feel secure, and, well, like I can finally breathe. To everybody who's been following this insane saga, thank you. Your support, advice, and even your jokes helped me through some of the darkest moments. I don't know what the future holds, but for once I'm actually excited to find out. I might even be able to go to college now. Edit 1. Holy crap, this blew up my inbox. Rest in peace. I'm trying to respond to the comments, but oh lord, there's a lot. Edit 2. To those asking about legal consequences for my dad and brother, yeah, my mom's lawyer is on it. Apparently what they tried to do might be considered fraud. Ooh, what did they say about karma? Edit 3. Somebody asked about my relationship with Grandpa. Honestly, I barely knew the guy, but knowing what he did for us, man, I wish I could thank him. Edit 4. A lot of you are asking what we're going to do with the money. Well, right now we're just breathing, thanks. Mom's talking about maybe starting a small business, but we're taking it slow. After everything we've been through, we deserve some peace. She quit her 2 jobs and we're gonna go on a vacation. Final edit. I just have to say one more time, I never expected your responses. They were so kind. To anybody out there going through something similar or a tough time, hang in there. Sometimes justice does prevail and sometimes life surprises you in the best ways possible. Here's to new beginnings. Cheers! And karma finally doing its job.
I do want to review some comments for today's story. The first one comes from Family Drama Llama. It says OP should definitely have taken the money. It's not like she owes her brother or father anything after how they treated her. She could use the cash to start a new life and get away from all this drama. Then comment 2 comes in replying to Family Drama Llama and says, are you kidding me? Taking that money would be a giant mistake. It's clearly a trap and there's probably strings attached. OP needs to stay far away from anything her brother or father offers. Family Drama Llama's not going to let that go. And says this, but think about it. $50K is a lot of money. OP could pay off debts, maybe even go to college. Sometimes you have to look out for yourself, even if the money comes from a bad place. Trust no one 2023 says that's such a short-sighted view. Money isn't everything, and accepting it could open a whole new can of worms. OP needs to focus on healing and moving forward, not getting tangled up in more family drama for a quick payoff. And the final comment comes in and says this. You're being naive. In the real world, opportunities like this don't come often. OP should take the money and run. It's not like her brother and father can force her to do anything once she has it. They're running a scam operation anyways. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think OP should have just taken the money because OP would have got away with it anyways, since it wasn't specifically stated that she can't accept the money? Guys, drop it down below in the comment section. Let's talk about this one. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Mr. Reddito. I narrate stories every single day, and this is my revenge channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it once again. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, remember, it's cool to be kind. Peace.